Yeah, I'm Jody Long, as you said, at Elida Schools. We're in Northwest Ohio, close to Lima, Ohio. Um, I've been with the school, actually, I'm closed at the end of the school year, will be 30 years, believe it or not. I actually started out the first 8 years as a bus driver. I farm also, and was asked to help with the grounds. And before I knew it, I was ahead of the grounds, and things just kept elevating and elevating. Um, definitely a job that I don't even want to call it a job, something that I definitely enjoy doing day in and day out. Yeah, and it's all pretty much all of our kids. The football field, the varsity football field, they have their 5 or 6 home games, a couple scrimmages. We have weekly practices out there. Our JV and our freshmen will play their games out there. We do have our own middle school field where we play our youth football and the middle school age guys. But this year, due to COVID and the restraint on the amount of spectators, we did move our 7th and 8th grade games over to the varsity field, just so we could get all parents and grandparents in, so we get as many people in as possible. And so, on a normal year, we're only 25 to 28 events on our varsity field, and this year we was 34, 35, I believe. So yeah. Looking back, I actually just finished my field reports just last week, and looking back, when everything shut down a year ago about this time, it's kind of in limbo. What do we do with our fertilizer program? What do we do with the fungicide and PGR program? And just kind of in limbo. And spring sports was shut down, and man, it really was like, how much money are we putting in fall sports fields? And I guess I just kind of finally said, we got to maintain what we've got, and let's not get too far behind, so that if we are a go, it's not going to take much to get us back. And that's kind of the route we went, and it worked out. It worked out great for us. Yeah, no, I do have a full time guy that helps me. Chris Sanders is his name, another Elida graduate, Elida guy. He's been with me for 11 years. He works with me full time, and then in the spring and the fall, once we have the college students that work for us. In the summer, I have anywhere from 8 to 12 or 13, depending on what projects we got going on. And then Mark Thompson, who is a retired phys ed teacher and a 30-year baseball coach for us. He's still a young guy, and he helps us in the spring until the college guys get there on the spring sport fields. And then as soon as the college guys are gone, he's back to help us to get us through fall sports. So yeah, it's great. We get along great. We have a lot of fun, and it's very enjoyable. My favorite elements of the job are by far the kids, the students, the players. It's kind of cool to, I guess the thing that I really like is I typically hire the kids we hire in the summer are former players. And June, they're not saying much. July, they're like, had no clue this much stuff went into it. August, they start helping us lay out fields, and they're just blown away of how much work goes into preparing it. Practice fields, game fields, and then to hear their stories of during a game, pre-game, talking to an opponent and saying, "Man, you guys got a really nice field," and for them to relay back, it's too cool to tell me during while they're playing, but 2 or 3 years later, they'll say something like that, and that feels really good. And um, just like any job, there's times where you're tired, you're needing something to change. And I like the element of spring sports. I mean, until summer ball's over, I've just about raked enough baseball dirt to, I don't want to rake anymore. And about that time, the band shows up and they're playing a school fight song, and it just kind of rejuvenates you, and you're ready for fall sports, and off you go. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a question that you don't want to pound yourself on the back with, but it is kind of neat to, hear people come up to you before the game and make comments, how good things look. Again, the youth, once a year we will host the youth football playoffs on the varsity field, and to be there when other teams show up. And this past year, I don't know, I'm going to say it was a fifth or sixth grader was like, man, Dad, this is kind of like the Cleveland Browns practice facility. And it's like, whoa, buddy. I mean, it gives you a whole new perspective on what you're doing and how things are, look and play. I mean, I take as much pride in as how they play as I do and how they look. Yeah, I mean, there's many things that come up. I mean, from year to year, you look back and you're just like, oh wow, that was a mistake that turned out to be pretty good. And I think this past year was one of them. I felt like I stretched the application days as long as I could, and then it really didn't hurt us when we knew into July, 1st August was going to have fall sports. It really didn't hurt us. We was able to catch up and everything took off and looked really pretty good and played really well for fall sports. I think just for other people, I think just the most simple thing of all is just mow. I get asked to come to neighboring schools or, hey, can you come and look at this? Can you help us out? Can you answer this question? And you go there and you're like, the grass is like 4 inches tall. And it's like, just mow on a routine basis. Yes, water management's huge. Feeding it is huge. But if you could just mow and feed it, and I think that takes care of a lot of things, and it don't take much money to do that.